All right, everybody, welcome in. I hope you're doing great today. Welcome to Thursday. Hold on to your hat. Later today, I am going to be conducting the astrology group, and we are going to be talking about moving into March, the astrology of March, how it might impact you based on where it falls in your birth chart. So if you're interested in that, I've been talking a lot about the astrology of March lately. There's a couple big things coming up in April and May. I may throw those in for good measure. All right. So if you want to jump onto my astrology group, there's a link in the description box below. But in the meantime, let's get cracking on today's reading. What wants to come through for the collective today? I'm using the Empath Oracle. Look at this. Clearing energy, specialness. I think that's my favorite card in that deck. Specialness. And, maybe this one. All right. Light at the end of the tunnel. Have you been dealing with something? There's a light at the end of the tunnel. And I feel like that's coming out because someone really needs to hear that. Okay. That, this isn't going to go on forever. Things do end. Even things we think will never end do end. I'm getting a sense of protection around you. There's something special that you have to accomplish or do in this life, and it's requiring you to go through this. You couldn't do your mission without it. All right. So whoever I'm talking to, whatever you're going through, you could not complete your mission or your purpose on this planet without whatever is happening right now. It's part of it. Even if it seems like, ooh, God, why do I have to go through this? That's why. That's why. Okay. 5 of Swords. 8 of Swords. Yep. Here's the completion. The World. The Knight of Pentacles. The Page of Cups. And the Queen of Wands. Wow. The devil energy showing up. The 8 of Swords is kind of the lower octave of the devil card, meaning this is more archetypally addiction oriented or feeling trapped. This is how we got ourselves into something by painting coping mechanisms that need to be healed. Coping mechanisms happen before we have the emotional capacity to transmute the energy of some kind of problem in our life, especially if it was someone who was manipulative or gaslighting or toxic in our life. We didn't really see that we were feeling helpless about it. Okay. And if that's happening again, it happened to you as a child. If this is a pattern that keeps repeating, it is a past life karmic energy, and or could be both, something that happened as a child. The Page of Cups is here. I don't feel like you're going to get an apology from the person who initiated this hold over you or this created these coping mechanisms in you. I feel like they're kind of like either gone. Yes, some of them are passed over. This is parents. I do feel like there might be an apology coming if they're not still alive, right? If they're passed on, then there's likely an apology coming from the person who kept you in the feeling of not being good enough or gaslit you in some way. They're now showing you your specialness, and you are going through this. Whatever you're going through is a repeat in a very bad way, in a very toxic way. This might have been childhood, this 8 of Swords, but now it's archetypal, right? You're experiencing this as a pattern. You're not loving yourself. You're not seeing yourself clearly. There's the apology from the parent who's passed on or the grandparent who's passed on or some kind of ancestral energy that is trying to get you to clear this pattern. Yes. You have something to do. And they're like, all right, I'm going to make this so challenging. I was going to say awful, challenging that you can't not see it. if this is a pattern, that this is something that was initiated in childhood or even past lives, and or both. And it's like you have to do the work of clearing this and healing this in order to access your specialness, and you have something to do with that on this planet. King of Wands, King and Queen of Wands, Moon. We have a new moon in Pisces coming up March 9th or March 10th. The moon, right? The moon card, the King of Swords, lots of clarity coming through. I really feel like we're talking here about the full moon at the end of March, which is activation energy as it relates to relationships. Some of you have a relationship that you need to be in. You're not supposed to be in the one you're in right now, especially if it's challenging and keeping you from your mission and purpose. So there's some kind of activation energy that's showing up. Some kind of clarity is coming through the moon phases this month in March. Four of Pentacles, a not good enough card. That's what the gaslighting was about. The Seven of Swords. Lies, all lies. Two of Pentacles. I feel like you keep some of you use your work as a way of feeling special. And so because you have something to do in this life that is special, like you're not wrong about that. It's not like you're keeping yourself from your mission or purpose. No, what I wanted to say is that's how you're gaining esteem for yourself. But there's a love relationship that's part of your mission and purpose. And so you need to gain esteem in terms of your personal life in order to activate that relationship with this King of Wands. Okay. And I'm not really feeling gender here. So like I could be talking to a man or a woman right now. I could be talking to an energy. It's really not about gender. It's really about the energy of, am I good enough for this love? I feel like that's a little subconscious. I feel like you might be acting it out in terms of your patterns, that you're choosing people who are toxic, who are karmics. Karmics seek your wounds. That's different than twin flames. Karmics seek your wounds. Twin flames may activate your wounds and may get you to heal, but there's a baseline of love. Karmics, there's no baseline of love there. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, that is about self-love. The Three of Cups and the High Priestess. Some of you have another person. Some of you are already connected with the person you're going to be with. It's a secret. It's definitely a secret. The third party energy is about not feeling good enough to be really with this person. And they're healing third party energies as well. I see that going back and forth between the two things. Now pull this up into the level of just you. There's something here about not feeling good enough for the mission and purpose. And it's playing out in patterns in your life. You're needing to see this. Spirit is trying to get you to see this, that the patterns, the people you're choosing, the friends you're choosing, right? Three of Cups here. The people you choose, the jobs you take that are beneath your capabilities, stuff like that. Like you're holding yourself back because of some kind of deep-seated belief that I'm not able to do this yet, or I'm not good enough for that, or I'm not smart enough for this, or something. There's something that has been planted in you that needs to be uprooted. Not just cleared, not just cord cutting. I talked about this last week in Pathfinders about, I believe in cord cutting and all of that. But to me, my practice is about unhooking things like a bailing hook. And I have seen since I've been doing that now for about 25 years, that cord cutting for me is like a weed whacker. It's like you're not getting at the root of it. And you can add kinds of clearing work and healing work to it to a cord cutting. I'm using a different visual because that's what works for me. But you can add other kinds of soul work in order to get to the root of something and pull out by the root. You don't just want to cut it off. You want to uproot something. So I see this as a very strong suggestion by spirit that self-love is going to be the uprooting. Okay, clearing and the Queen of Pentacles. Self-love is going to be the uprooting of this toxic energy. Some of you are in a toxic situation and you know it, but there's still a tie to that person. And the lesson is about being good enough, just the way you are, without even doing anything, right? You're good enough the way you are. And that is something that doesn't quite track with you. So you're staying, and you're also staying in a vibration because you don't really want this person to leave. So I'm going to stay in a lower vibration because even though this is toxic, I really want this person in my life. And it's like, okay, why? What is the thing that they're triggering? What is the pattern that they're highlighting in you? What is the feeling of love that needs to be healed? What you're feeling may not be love at all. It may be addiction. It may be some kind of old thing, right? Old pattern that comes from childhood. That's what love felt like to me back then. So now I'm reliving that. You may not have felt good enough at some point. Also, the values of family can keep us in toxic situations because we're afraid of not going along with, or not being the embodiment of the values that our family in a bigger family has created in us. We believe in those values. Maybe you didn't pick the right person, but you did. You picked the person who was going to get you to stand up for yourself, even if they're coming at you like in terms of being very toxic. They're activating you to stand up for yourself. The High Priestess here is another secret. We have the Moon and the High Priestess. This is also Cancerian energy. There's something deeply nurturing about the love that you're going to be finding. Deeply nurturing. What is the Seven of Swords here? So swords are the fastest energy. Wands are the fastest energy. Swords are more like weeks, whereas wands are more like days. Okay, so 7 weeks, over the next 7 weeks. So talk to me about the Seven of Swords. The whole relationship could be secret. You could also be keeping this whole thing secret from yourself. Not the relationship, but all the stuff I was talking about with patterns and toxicity and karmics and things like that. Four of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Wands, and remember the wands are faster. Lovers. I don't think you can do better. I don't think you think that there is something better out there for you. Some of you are holding on to this toxic relationship because you're afraid of being alone, or you're afraid that there's never going to be another person, and there may never be. I had this conversation last night with a friend. There may never be another person. You're correct about that. But you'll always have you. And that's the person right now you've got to love. And that's the person you're going to get, is someone who is loving you back when you let yourself. So no matter what, the pattern is being uprooted. Talk to me about that. The pattern is being uprooted. Tower. Knight of Wands. Justice. Knight of Swords. Oh my word. So for some of you, this is breaking ties with a person, whether it's legally or it's emotionally. I feel like there's a ton of rage that's going on underneath the surface of like, why can't this person just stop being the way they are and be my person. Why can't this person love me back? You might be trying to gain favor from this person, trying, you know what I'm saying? But that's not their purpose. Their purpose is to show you that you're not being loving to self. And there is somebody out there for you. 4 of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune. When you learn the pattern, 9 of Wands, Lover's card. There is somebody coming along. It's almost like you've got to get this person out of the way. You've got to get this pattern out of the way. You've got to work on healing that for yourself. There's rage. There's feeling of being misunderstood. There's third party. 3 of Cups, Knight of Wands, 7 of Swords, the Moon. I cannot ignore that is almost all of the third party cards, all showing up right here. And that might be the thing that is the tipping point. 10 of Cups, King of Cups, 8 of Cups, Star. So what Spirit is saying here is, wouldn't it be better for you to leave this behind? That's going to bring self-esteem in and of itself. You're making a choice for you. In the past, other people have left you behind. I think there's a real chance that this person goes away, breaks it off, ends the relationship in some very important way. Could be legally, or maybe doesn't have to be legally, but there's something here about Spirit is saying to you, end this now, before this happens, before this person suddenly leaves and goes off with another person, right? You might be in connection with a person that you've been committed to for a long time. They're having the third party. Before they go running off to this person, which I believe they will, I feel like it's more empowering for you to say enough. This is a tipping point here over the next 7 weeks. And this is about you activating your specialness, you learning this lesson so you can do the thing you're here to do on this planet. All right. However, this is showing up for you, because this other doesn't have to be a person. Third party can be addictions. Third party can be like gambling, drinking, work. Third party can be work, their career, their workaholic. Third party can be running away, traveling, just getting out, getting away in any way, shape, or form. If you're noticing that someone is losing time, they have a very dodgy relationship with time, that's a huge red flag to me. That someone, it's like something that should take a half an hour takes 3 hours. Yeah. Be King of Swords. Your job here is to be the King of Swords and look at things in a very cold and dispassionate way. This is not about wanting someone to love you back, and so you're staying in this until they do. The lesson here is about you saying, you know what? I love myself more than this, and I'm out. Same if you might have an addiction. You might have something that you need to love yourself more and say, I'm out, right? There's something going on here like this. So I'm going to keep going with this reading. If this is your reading, there's a link below if you want to continue on with me, and I will see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.